Virus and magic. Will we ever get back to the plot? 16 days remain. I'm starting to wonder, do we even care about the time limit anymore? Do we even care about this whole entire how many days remain? Because obviously, you don't. It's become obvious more and more that you don't care how much time remains because apparently you have been choosing to focus so much on this that the time limit is arbitrary. Honey, I'm up for game night, but I think you're taking this rather seriously. Pierre quickly stated as he tried with a twin set of knapsacks on his sides. Keeping her violet gaze on the checklist, Demir scoffed. There's nothing wrong with a little organization. She blankly stared at the stallion from the corner of her eye. That's something you almost never practice. Pierre held his head high, grinning. I don't organize, I improvise. So, Twilight, you don't think that your Nakama would like to join in on this? Your friends? Last I checked, the title of the show is Friendship is Magic, not Romance is Magic, which did everything else. God. This is one of the big problems I had with Winx. And I still do. Was that in Winx, they kept talking about the power of how they're friends and how they're closely bonded. But the problem became they focused so much on Stella's relationship, Bloom's relationship. Oh, hell, they focused on Bloom's relationship. Flora, Tetna, Musa, and Layla, Aisha, whatever. Focused so much on their relationship with the Red Fountain dorks that we rarely got to see them interact and be friends. Oh, sure, it happened once in a few episodes, but then it immediately fell back into their boys relationship. Thus, I never really got that they had a good, strong bond. I never got to see them interact and be friends. And there's one thing that I despise is that, because I can kind of see Lauren Faustus's main issue. You see, here's the thing that Lauren pointed out that I don't think everybody remembers. Lauren's problem was never romance and girl series. Her problem was when it focused too much on the relationship, on the romance part. And I do believe she meant any type of romance. I mean, sure, I would love to see a good ship between Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, and I have written several of those. Hell, I even do a good romance between Rarity and Applejack, but you'll also note that I've also had plenty of scenes where the girls had times to be friends. Since Twilight has brought in Peter, there has been very few moments where she is interacting with any of the other five. It's getting to the point where I feel like she is being very, very isolated from her group. And now is only staying with the other girls, with another married couple. I'm not trying to imply anything problematic, but once this story actually breaks that up, it's opening that door. Twilight says very grown before placing her check against the knapsack's pockets. Is that what you call it? You just bubble your way through everything. That's not improvising. That's just reacting. She poked the stallion in the snout. Well, those days are over, mister. As long as you're my stallion, I'll make sure you have some sort of aura in your life. Looking forward to it. Ow! Pierre deadpan, receiving a swift kick to the side from his mare. He sighed. What I meant is we're going to be here to eat and play games. There's nothing complicated about that. Yeah, it's really boring, too. They reached the guarded area of the castle gate, but the knights bowed out of respect before the pair, allowing them to pass. Once the hearing raised, Pierre smirked. You go in with an upright attitude, and everybody will mistake you for a party pooper. Try to cut loose and have fun. Besides, it's not like we're the ones hosting the game, right? Her eyes shot open at Chief's flush, as the Dialicorn's mind registered just now. Oh, well, you're right. I got so excited I forgot this was Keen's idea. Clearing her throat, Twilight stopped at a large double door. She used her magic to ring the bell. Its ring echoed throughout the vicinity, making it impossible to ignore. Her embarrassment subsided, allowing the mirror to nod confidently. This is well. Things will go accordingly to what Keen's hosting tonight. So I'm counting on you to behave. Okay, Pierre? Brow alerts a regular response. Pierre? Pierre was shocked when he turned around and saw that in came Applejack with Caramel, Rarity with... Oh, why is my wheel of possible rarity ships got Spike blanked out? Spike is too young in this fic. Son of a bitch. Well, then that means we have to ditch the Applejack and Caramel bit. What? Applejack myself? What? Okay. Applejack and Rarity, Butterside and Rainbow Dash, and Pinky and Tea Sandwich. And Spike with Emperor. You can't take away ice, Sam! The stallion stared at the colossal tower they were preparing to enter, particularly its crystalline design. This is the second time I've come here, and this place still reminds me of the Fortress of Solitude. Are you certain this isn't Superman's hideout? He turned his head to his home surrounding the castle. Better yet, see the Crystal Empire was actually Krypton. I would go for more of a Sailor Moon reference, but apparently Pierre doesn't read manga. Either Pierre's idea of manga is the stereotype of what manga is. Hey, is Princess Celestia here? I bet she is Sword Yellow Sun Heresy. No doubt making her the Mirror Steel. Makes so much more sense now. I mean, it's like that one article I saw once where they said, oh, anime always has big ears. Tell that to Kenshin. Twilight groaned, slamming her hoof over her forehead. No, it doesn't. Nobody understands it but you. What have I told you about that? She pointed her hoof at the stallion and glared intently. Look, no references tonight. You realize, guys, that takes away about 20% of my jokes? You're going on your best behavior, got it? Every party needs a pooper. That's why they invited you. Party pooper, Pierre sang, before stopping abruptly, giving Twilight a fair amount of warning. Chuckling nervously, the stallion reared over and planted a slick kiss on his mare's cheek as the door creaked open. He hoped it would fly Twilight's irritation. He smiled clearly. Okay, I'll behave. Still want my surprise to thrill. His charm seemed to have worked, evident by the smile on the Alcorn's face. Let's hope you do. The door to the castle opened completely, prompting the ponies to straighten their posture. The magical energy surrounding the door dissipated. Before long, the Princess of the Crystal Empire stepped outside, greeting the couple with a smile, and she held a glass by her head. Twilight giggled. Cadence! Thank you for inviting us. Cadence stood, maintaining her smile. For about seemed to Jones, limbs hanging to his side. And you too. Also, Cadence! Thank you for not inviting my friends. Who needs those worthless hangers-on? She happily greeted, stepping out to lead Twilight inside. Pierre followed with a furrowed brow, nose scrunched up at the scent coming from the gas. He prepared to close the door, but the stallion took a step back, once it began to close via magic. Cadence peeked back at Pierre, finding it difficult to suppress her giggling and crimson stain that plagued her cheeks. You're just in time. Dinner's ready and Shining's waiting for us in the living room. You know, now that I think about it, Pierre being a unicorn had very little to do with the story. I'm still not sure why they didn't make him an Earth Pony. I mean, other than making him a unicorn to bang Twilight, because apparently only unicorns can fuck unicorns and only Earth Ponies can fuck Earth Ponies. Long live the unicorn master race. Although if anybody's going to be the master race, it's Pegasi. Although you tell that to a certain a couple of mares I know, and they will tell me I'm wrong. Twilight tilted her head to the side. Hiccups. Once we get to my brother, I'll have him get you something to drink. Pierre helped, following Pierre. I does he needs more to drink. Twilight saw him glare. Halsey sighed and swam voluntarily. But can't is hiccup and giggled. Pierre raised himself defensively. Hey, she got the party started early, not me. Twice slowed her pace until she was next to her cold friend, all the while staring at him sternly. To the ponies with some form of common sense, this was a telltale sign of a ceasefire. Unfortunately, Peter was the idiot who ignored his sisters. Well, at least Cadence is a happy drunk. Ow! Needless to say, he had that one coming. Dinner went exceptionally well. Hey guys, remember on Fantastic Four when most reviewers complained about one of my favorite parts? You know, the two montages where the four were trying to get used to their powers and were trying to get used to each other, trying to get used to living with each other, and it became sitcom antics, and everybody was having problems. It was hilarious and it was fun. And everybody complained that it stalled the movie and bored the shit out of them. I'm starting to see their point with this. It felt as if the meal had been prepared several weeks in advance. The salmon dish was boiled and tenderized to perfection. Okay. Me and my producers have come to an agreement. Saying it's a salmon dish still makes no sense, despite our stance that ponies still eat meat. However, this is right now sounding very, very much not like a dish that would pop up in the pony world. This sounds more like a meal that would be prepared in the human world. So thus, it loses its uniqueness. So thus, we are deducting points based off of the fact that this is more like a human meal rather than a pony dish. Thank you. Was boiled and tenderized to perfection. Did you do anything else to the salmon dish? I mean, you just said salmon dish. I mean, don't stop here, Vic. I mean, as long as you're telling me what type of meal it is, tell me what you did with the salmon. What kind of dish was it? Was it a Seder plain salmon, chili rub salmon, citra salmon with watercress salad, fresh herb salmon with jasmine rice, glazed salmon with mint and cucumber slaw, maple glazed salmon with pineapple, pan roasted salmon and white beans, salmon with arculetto and chives, roasted fennel and red onion salmon, salmon and sweet potato frittata, salmon burgers, salmon club with avocado butter, salmon nicotine salad, salmon salad with peas and dill, salmon sweet potato and broccoli chowder, salmon with black bean sauce, smoked salmon and egg knops, smoked salmon with creme France sauce, and with salad toast, steamed salmon and asparagus and parchment, teriyaki salmon. All real dishes, by the way. The potatoes were mashed with the greatest of care, seasoned with a delicate balance of salt and pepper and vinegar and margarine. Even the salad resembled. Even the salad? We're dealing with equines. Of course it looks beautiful! I mean, they're herbivores! That's the main dish! Again, I don't have problems with ponies eating meat, but I can see that as a rarity, an extreme case of emergency. This still sounds more like human, so I'm deducting points on that. A salad resembled a dish for the gods, decorated with an array of sliced tomatoes and pineapples. Cadence was modest with the glorious feats, admitting everything she had been prepared throughout the course of the day, understandably after having slaved herself in the kitchen for so many. Okay, meeting again. Should we complain? I mean, seriously, we should deduct points for this one. Okay, not deducting points for this one because I can still totally see Cadence doing this herself because that is how she rolls. Understandably, after having slaved herself in the kitchen for so many hours, the Alicorn felt obliged to open her vial of vintage vodka. Ugh, vodka! Now that I can see Pony's making. It was a gift she received from a noble after her engagement with Shining Armor was announced. However, her husband didn't drink. Cadence only had her share for special occasions. This is her honeymoon and her birthday. Several months later, there's still more than half a bottle left as Cadence downed her third glass. Her alcohol tolerance had never been grand. 2 glasses usually enough to send the Alicorn to the promised land. From the mayor's perspective, it was a shame to let anything good go to waste. Ha! Lightweight. Well, not every single unicorn uses bourbon as their mono retards. Cadence smiled wildly at the young couple. I'm so happy to see you two like this. Cadence filled a small glass of vodka offered to Twilight. The younger Alicorn initially declined, shaking her head. However, Cadence grinned. Maybe you could tell how your experience was last night. A mayor's first time is always the most memorable. I always thought it was the worst. She placed her host on her hot cheeks, cooing. Too hard showing this one. Oh, walk me through it, Twilight. It's just so romantic. Just promise me you two won't have falls too quickly. Sonny rolled his eyes. You and Mom need to cut that out. Well, luckily, I took notes on the lovemaking. You took notes on the... Oh, yes. Sometimes during the orgasm, I actually recovered enough of myself to actually take notes on your skill, talent, and also graded you on your technique. Sadly, Peter, you scored a D on the licking, a C on the thrusting, you received an A on the kissing, though. Good job. And you also received a B on the cuddling afterwards. Also, on the part with the nipple play, I'm sorry you received a D. I was being graded? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I even took notes on how you can improve yourself by comparing your laying techniques to the book. Although, I have to admit, I've been giving myself some downgrades, but that's only because I feel like as a beginner, I should actually adjust my own self and actually grade myself accordingly. And also grading on a curve. I assume that you had experience with Gwen Stacy quite a few times. Once. That explains your very low grades. It's okay. I took a lot of notes. Twilight smiled involuntarily, but inwardly panicked. Indeed, she was quite amazed. The exact details still vibrated in her mind. Now was hardly the time to speak about such an occasion. It was a secret treasure, something meant to be kept between herself and Peter for the rest of her lives. However, Cadence was her childhood friend, the Princess of Love. Those feelings were secret, but Cadence would understand. Yet, the stern stare of her brother made it impossible for the young Alicorn to think straight. She needed refuge, eyes wandering, landing on the glass on the table. So she didn't talk to us about this with her friends, right? I mean, they're worthless, right? Not saying a word, Twilight seized her drink, sipped it, and took a sight dip. She grinned, struggling to take in the contents. McKinsey's grin gave inspiration, wanting the mare to finish the rest of her drink. With a few quick gulps, that was nearly a mistake, as Twilight shot over as he closed her throat. Peter hastily reached across the table and retrieved a glass of water. Here's a taster. Drink! You know, guys, I was trying my best not to laugh at the, food descriptions because they were all starting to feel familiar. Like, they were straight out of Food Wars. Twilight snatched the water from the table, down in an instant. Cadence giggled, offering Peter a fresh glass of vodka. Unfortunately, Peter declined to drink, knowing that there had to be a designated driver of sorts. This calmed Shining, allowing the party to continue, and Twilight a chance to thoroughly enjoy her first taste of vodka. It's strong, but Twilight paused, allowing the drink to fill her senses. The back of her throat burned, and soon after, the same sensation simmered in her stomach and remained intact for several moments. The heat in her face rose, evident by the pink glow in her cheeks. But Twilight giggled upon finishing the glass, placing it down on the table with her magic. Very refreshing! She pressed her hoof over the damp forehead. And hot. Peter, mouthful of potatoes, raised his brows. Twilight nestled to his side. Well, I'm happy to see your alcohol tolerance is better than mine. Chuckling, Shining levitated Peter's empty plate from the table, all the while caressing his wife's hoof of his own. You did admit you were a horrible drinker before. Had a bad experience, Parker? And that's when they all took a bite of the food. And they all exploded. Oh, it's like a rampaging waterfall down my throat. It's like being brazen by a beautiful love goddess. Oh my god, it's like millions of beautiful mares touching me and caressing my body. Oh, it's like being seduced and loved by the sun. Somewhere, a stallion by the name of Soma watches as every single pony in there goes to an orgasm. Blows on his hoof, rubs it, and says, "My job is done." And so leaves Hideki no Soma, while I'm surprised doesn't have a pony form yet. Pierre closed his eyes and shook his head. It's embarrassing. I had one drink at my aunt's party and got plastered. Fortunately, a villain ran amok and Spidey had to go into action. Sighing Sally scratched the back of his ear. He also say, that was the most awkward experience of my life. He used a great deal of emphasis on the word, blushing. Shining dove into his mind, allowing his imagination to run rampant. And each scenario he came up with caused a smirk to form on the stoic stallion's face. Much to Pierre's dismay, he knew Shining's idea probably wasn't far from the truth. Twilight passed herself a second glass of vodka, causing her brother to look at her worriedly. But Keynes nudged him slightly before he could protest. So, there are no juice here? Nothing else for the people who don't want alcohol? Let Twilight have her fun, dear. We're adults here, the Alcorn giggled, earning a defeated sigh from her husband. She leaned over until her lips clumsily fell over Shining's. The kiss was not most grateful, but its meaning was just as sound, allowing Shining to smile despite having the taste of vodka in his mouth. His eyes widened to blatant realization. Oh, Twilight, I have something to give you. She staggered to a standing position and quickly waved her husband down the moment he prepared to join her. Haynes skipped out of the room, giggling all the way. I'll be right back. Peter stood to his position, lowering his body enough to retrieve one of Twilight's knapsacks. I better get the game ready before the girls take one and drink too many. Suddenly, magical energy fell into the knapsack. Shining chuckled. Good idea, Parker. I'll set the game up. Complying, Pierre surrendered the knapsack to the taller stallion, who promptly took the blue box out of the main pocket and helped begin to organize the table to fit the game's settings. Twilight extended her glass to Pierre, hovering it under his lip. Lowered a step before taking a sniff. The stallion grinned, Felicity waiting at the center. Twilight's grin seemed permanent. She was slow to down her glass of vodka, but with a sip the Alcorn took, the wider smile grew. Why is it only the mares that are drinking vodka? Why are the stallions being more sensible and not getting drunk? I'm feeling very insulted here. The temperature in her chest rose to the completion of her drink, and the vodka's warm effect spread throughout her body. Yet Twilight couldn't be happier. Despite her deadly declining equilibrium, the mare snuggled into Pierre, finding a solid frame a suitable balance beam, a source of warmth. Her entire face was a hot shade of pink, the vodka's effect beginning to take form. But Twilight didn't care, she found it impossible not to stare at her handsome piece of stallion. Part of her mind wanted to chide her crude behavior, but his voice was silent, muted by a rebellious tone. It's amazing. You can survive falls or skyscrapers and fights with dragons, but you can't stand a little vodka, Twilight mockingly added, blushing at her outburst. However, giggling resurfaced. The mare poked the tip of the mouse's stereo muzzle of her huff playfully, her tongue on the looser side. Guess my knight does have a weakness. Pierre smiled. I have 3. Alcohol. It's like liquid fire. Gym class. I'm a nerd, remember? And he was swift, capturing Twilight's lips in a passing kiss. You. Because you're the joy in my heart. Well, okay. There goes my breakfast. Pierre lightly added, causing his mare to beam gleefully. Shining narrowed his eyes and groaned, using his magic to quicken the game's preparations. Please, let's get this over with! Pierre chuckled nervously, having caught wind of his friend's uneasiness and straightened to his sitting position. While Shining did hold Pierre high in terms of mutual respect, he was still Twilight's big brother. That simply meant to tread lightly and respectfully. Shining had not fully adjusted to the changes of his little sister yet. He would in time, so Shining hoped. Cadence trotted back into the room with a small black book following her magically. She levitated over to Twilight, who managed to accept it with her own magic, despite her tipsy demeanor. Her librarian beamed, prompting the Alicorn to dive into the book and gather a synopsis. Twilight's face pits burned beet red, the temperature in her body skyrocketing to an all-time high. She yelped, letting out a high-pitched squeak. Everybody in the room stared at her as she slammed the book shut and threw it into the knapsack by her side. Your expression is priceless, Cadence giggled, rubbing her hose together. Pierre and Shining rose with their brow, wondering what had just happened. Cadence winked at Twilight, did the same to Pierre. That book will come in handy for you two. As long as you both have an open mind, you'll never lose that passion. Shining's nose scrunched. Passion? What are you talking about? Hang on, Pierre whispered. He sure Twilight scared, glanced at the book inside. Let's see. Pony Sutra. Ways to please your... His Pierce turned to blush. His entire face burned, not wanting to make a scene or rather worsen it. Pierre quietly set the knapsack shut. His eyes met Twilight's sun-violet orbs. They remained seated together, though it was difficult for either pony to cause a response. Pierre managed, using every fiber of his restraint to avoid looking directly into Shining Armor's piercing glare. Never mind. This is the most awkward experience of my life. Cadence patted her husband's shoulder. They're so cute. Reminds me of when we were their age. So young and pure, she sighed dreamily. Does he agree, honey? Shining Armor shook his head, desperate to rid the images of his mind, both the murderous and the creepy. He shuddered, knowing an argument was impossible to make. With a disdain sigh, he muttered, I need a drink. After an embarrassing amount of time, for the audience, Shining's nerves finally settled, and every pony was ready to begin the game. Pierre shuffled through the game pieces, stack of paper and sand timer, before stealing a glance at his mare, who stared at the rocks in her empty glass. Okay, Twilight, you're on my team, he gently declared, earning a puzzled giggle from the Alicorn. Shining huffed, using his magic to retrieve a pen. Fair enough. Is every pony familiar with the rules? Remember, we have to... Of course she's on your team, Cadence shrilled, not giving her husband a chance to finish. She waved her hoof and shook her head disapprovingly. Let's do something different. Suddenly, Stevie's smirk formed on the mare's face before she disappeared in a flash of light. We appeared next to Twilight on the sofa. Mares against stallions. Come on! Twilight nodded cheerfully. I like the sound of that. Shining looked over his teammate, his sister's annoying cold friend. Oh, this will end well. Pierre shrugged his shoulders as he joined Shining on the other side of the table. Hey, can you draw? He whispered from the corner of his mouth. I'm the former captain of the Royal Guard. I have many talents, and drawing's one of them. Shining arched his brow. How about you, Parker? Well, no, Pierre put bluntly. It was the truth. On Earth, Pierre could actually draw. This is how he was able to come up with the original design of a superhero costume and blueprint for his web shooters. However, in Equestria, he lost two of the most important things a former human artist need. Opposable thumbs. Granted, Pierre knew he could find a way around that problem as a unicorn, but his magical skills were sorely lacking. I am shocked! The only reason he could write decently was because of the adhesive, sticky surface on the bottom of his hose. It made grasp little pencils and pens a breeze, though most of it was physically impossible. Pierre sighed desolately. He's better off cooking, and he never cooked a day in his life. Too bad. This one's for you and that one's for Cadence, Shining grinned, handing both artists a different card. Pierre grimaced, but his partner patted his shoulder accordingly. Well, don't worry, he's practically drunk. You have the advantage. Pierre found a way to smile, his confidence on the rise. You're right, I totally forgot. Stanley leaned across the table, raised his hand over his head. Bring it, Cadence. This'll be a snap. You know, there are many things I wanted with this story. Adventure, action, well-done character moments. I was not thinking, nor was I wanting, nor was I hoping for a freaking Pictionary chapter! In a matter of seconds, Twilight gracefully guessed her partner's drawing, a hydra. The Shiny was left to stare at Pierre's pathetic portrayal of some ridiculous creature. What in the name is that supposed to be, Parker? Shining snorted, looking at the drawing with disgust. Pierre raised his picture over her head as if it was a trophy. What do you mean? Isn't it obvious? Shining shook his head profusely before poking at the blob that was supposed to resemble a drawing. No, that's what I'm asking. It looks like what Cadence drew, only so much worse. Taking a back, Pierre furrowed his brow, shifting his hazel gaze between Twilight's brother and his drawing. What, a Hydra? Did you leave your class in our castle? This is a dog. A dog? Twilight and Cadence blurted out in disbelief. Unknowingly crushing any confidence Pierre stored within to dust. Cadence peeked to get a better view to their head. Oh, now I see it. The secret head is really cute. Sorry, Pierre lowered his head. That's the tail. Sorry, smuggled a grin. Maybe my wife can draw a dog for you, Peeker? Pierre crumpled the paper, tossed it over his shoulder. Forget the dog! Over the course of an hour. Oh, thank God my torture was Lil! The girls were ahead by an immeasurable margin. In fact, they had already claimed twice, and surrendered near the end of the third. Amelia, a pity. Twilight found Cade's sketches endearing and commented often. All the while, Pierre's crumpled papers grew behind him the size of a three-hoofed mountain. Shining failed to mention his wife was a member of the Art Society in high school, meaning the Amazing Spider-Man never stood a chance in the first place. Shining patted his sad partner over the shoulder, bearing a cheeky grin as he did so. Now, you could think I would be happy at this, but I'm not. I really am. Why? Because this is basically just throwing us guys who are trying to say that Pierre's overpowered a bone. The game was over, but Cadence finished putting the final touches on the extra drawings she worked on over the course of time. It was a rough sketch of Pierre and Twilight in the wilderness. The stallion in a costume, but without his mask. Twilight was without her wings, indicating this took place before her transformation into an alicorn. With so over Twilight's shoulders, Pierre's lips synced with the mare's under a starlit sky in deep detail. Despite the lack of shading, the picture practically jumped off the page. Twilight's cheeks burned immensely as she marveled at her sister-in-law's drawing. Cadence, this is amazing! Cadence smiled modestly. Thank you. I've had a lot of time to practice. It's a nice picture, but why do I have a feeling you've been thinking about this for a while? Shiny sarcastically remarked, earning a downtrodden moan from Pierre. Salted his head down on the table. Shiny groaned. Oh, come on, I said I was sorry. Twilight pressed her host together shyly, sitting her gaze to the ground. Cadence, do you think it's okay if I keep that picture? A warm smile crept onto her face. I had no idea we were so beautiful together. Bullshit! Using her magic, Cadence lifted the picture from the table and extended it to Twilight. Of course you can have it. I'm so happy you like it this much. Twilight handled the sketch with care, gently placing it in a folder before sliding it into her knapsack. Once the deed had been done, Cadence sobered. Twilight, what you and Pierre have is special. I can see you're starting to understand how cherishable your love is. If you ever need help figuring things out, don't shut Pierre out. Talk to him. But if you need a girl's touch, I'm here for you. Pausing to hiccup, the unicorn nestled her head against Twilight's Sarah to embrace. She whispered, Santa Bucket gave you our 2 tickets for a 3 dinner and stay at the Rose Dinner in Manhattan. It's about time you have a real date. Cadence pulled away and winked. Wherever you decide to go, let me know how you think's fair. And give Pierre that surprise we talked about then, too. What? A real date has to be fancy? You know, am I flutterdash I think a strut at that. Pierre checked the clock on the wall for a few minutes. Getting late. We should head home. Sit up, gathering the pieces to the game. Once everything had been collected and stored in his knapsacks, Pierre stood with the bags strapped to his shoulders. Let's do this again soon. Next time I'll choose the game. Twilight tried to stand as well, but the vodka plummeted to her legs, making any and all movement a violent gamble. Before she had a chance to topple to the floor, or worse, in solid marble, her knight caught her. One swift motion, she was thrown into his hose and cradled gently, as Pierre stood upright on his 2 hind legs. Twilight involuntarily squeaked at the gesture, but she quickly melted to it, burying her face in the crook of her stallion's neck. She blushed. Blame your sister or brother-in-law. Thanks for having us. Cadence giggled. Thank you for coming. You 2 look beautiful. Are you guys starting to understand that their relationship is pure now? Because that's what this narrator is trying to ram down your throat. That this relationship, no, this romance is one of the most beautiful and pure things in the world, and you need to respect it. And if you don't like it, then you don't appreciate beauty. She was tipsy, borderline drunk, but the alicorn still had the wherewithal to perform a teleportation spell. Before they departed, Shining Armor cleared his throat. Parker? Silence descended after his words. Lieutenant Yarmer's smile raised her spirits. I'm counting on you to take care of my sister. Spike smiled at Stallion and glared. You know I'll find you if anything happens to her. Here you see her surrounded by spread, creating a small breeze. Pierre grinned. Don't worry, Shining. I'll kick myself in the butt if anything happens to Twilight. Both Stallions stared in a mutual nod of respect before the younger couple disappeared in a flash of light. Cadence gave Shining a sly look. She made it her goal to read her husband like a book. Sadly, she was pretty good at that job. Admit it, you like him, she smiled, listening to Stallion sighed. Shining closed his eyes. I told you anything, you'd tell my sister. She would never let me live it down. Just made Cadence laugh. Shining started to move out of the living room. Oh, it's giving his wife a cautious gaze. Just joke about foals. Twilight isn't pregnant, is she? Cadence waved her huff. Of course not. He just got started. I only gave him a means to maintain that spark and... Shuddering, Tiny tried it all over the room. Her assistant nearest gag on the spot. Forget I ask. Wait a sec. You guys wouldn't do so cliche as in give Pierre a child after only one night, would you? Your silence is scaring me. 15 days remain. Up! Pierre rolled in, ignoring the voice that reached out to him. Pierre, wake up! Spike pleaded, hopping in place. Eventually, the stallion rose, but with no enthusiasm. He hissed at the sight of daybreak through the window, and groaned once his eyes fell on the clock across the room. It was read 6:30 a.m. Slamming his hoof over forehead, Pierre frowned at Baby Dragon. Spike, please tell me there's a good reason why you're waking me before dawn. I don't need a Twilight 2.0 in my life right now. Turning his back to Spike, Pierre tightened the script on his blanket. An exasperated scroll escaping from the stallion's mouth as he spotted his mirror was still sound asleep next to him. At least he probably would have been awake by now, but the fog on her system prevented her from attempting such a thing. His head fell into the marshmallow-like pillow. Come on, Spike. Twilight's not even up yet. Come back after dawn or noon. Either's fine, but I like the latter. Twilight's crown has been stolen, Spike yelped. Wait a minute. What is that? Hi. I'm the plot. I know I haven't shown up much or done much, but I think it's about time you got back to me. I've been feeling kind of lonely and lost. That was one version of the joke. The other version. Okay, that's it. I've had enough of all this delays. Come here, plot! No, I don't want to go back. I don't want to play. No. So your joke is either the plot comes walking in or we drag the plot kicking and screaming. What do you prefer, Trixie? The kicking and screaming. Right. No, I don't want to come back. You're going to come back. We're going to have a plot in the story. You're going to like it. Twilight's crown has been stolen, Spike yelped. This didn't seem to faze Pierre. At least, not that much. He shrugged. What's the big deal about a crown? He slammed the pillow of his head. Girls in his jewelry, I swear. Suddenly, as if reality had struck him in the head, Pierre shot up from his bed with his eyes as wide as saucers. Wait, you mean Twilight's Element of Harmony crown? He urinated, the stallion hopped from bed, not caring he was still in his black pajamas. What are we waiting for? Let's go! Well, the thing is... Spike hesitated, biting his lip. Princess Celestia knows where the thief went. She jumped through a portal. Time out! In the first Equestria Girls movie, it made sense for her to bring the crown with her. It was a princess conference. It was to illustrate that Twilight was a member of them. It was to show that Twilight was a member of royalty. That was okay there. There was a reason for her to bring the crown here. Here, she's just going out to play a stupid, boring, insignificant, pathetic little game with her big sister. There was no purpose for her bringing the crown. Oh, wait, I forgot. That was with normal Twilight. That was with modest Twilight. Not with this fake loser Twilight who thinks she's better than everybody else. So of course she's bringing the crown everywhere where she fucking goes. Because, once again, we can't have normal people in this fic, can we? Because as we all know, this Twilight would be, oh, look at this. I have a crown. I'm better than you. Nah. Not my Twilight. My Twilight would be having her crown back at home, back in the library, back in Ponyville, where it belongs, not with her 24/7. Because, as we all know, this is not a modest Twilight. This is a Twilight who has shamefully and has very deliberately abandoned her. No. Abandoned her friends would mean that she cared about them. Has kept her friends to the freaking curb. She does not care about her friends. No. She kicked her to the freaking curb and has basically said, I've got my boy toy now. Fuck you. Her. And look what happened. Equestria Girls got started. All because you couldn't keep your freaking modesty, Twilight. This is all on you. This is your fault. Not my Twilight. My Twilight is actually smart and kept it home. God, I hate this version of me. You're right. Let's give this fic the proper repository it deserves. Mega spell. Mega spell. Time for a bit of Fallout Equestria! Not carrying Silence, Black Thomas. What are we waiting for? Let's go! Peter was pacing at this point. A portal? To where? Spike's green eyes filled with worry. Your home. There had to be better ways of getting Peter home and pulling out the Equestria Girls plot than this. There just had to have been. You could have done anything to do this. But no, you did not. You chose this way that ended up making Twilight looking like she, again, kicked her friends to the curb. And again, makes it look like Twilight cares only about Peter and not about her friends. What did you say? Peter snapped, his ears perked. He stepped forward, lowering his head until his glaring eyes were only inches from the baby dragon's soft ones. Spike, what did you say? Spike swallowed. The thief is on Earth. On Earth? Peter blurted off. Sensing baby dragon on the ground. How'd you know this? How's this possible? Spider-Man. Peter's ears perked at the sound of a woman's voice within his head. His path would become obscure. Thick clouds of smoke surrounding the stallion's being and spreading across the room. Thick strands of webbing fell across the wall. Peter peeked at his host, staring at befuddled look with Spike. His gaze shifted through the bizarre change of scenery, but Peter yelped the moment he caught sight of an older woman perched on a large seat. A blindfold over her eyes matched her silk dress, was covered her feet and trailed along the floor. Recognizing the spiry insignia over her chest, Peter murmured out, Madam Webb? Spike tilted his head to the side. You know who this is? The baby dragon held his claws out defensively and shook his head. She just appeared in my head and told me what happened. Then she told me to come find you. I thought I was crazy. Okay, again. I was okay with Sunset doing it. Because the guards are useless? Bam! Oh, my nose! Go on, say that again before I break your ribs. The guards are useless. Oh, my rib! Now you're beating me to death with my own rib? This is too much! Anyway, I was okay with Sunset taking out the guards and being able to sneak past them and being able to grab her crown in the Crystal Empire. For several reasons. One, those are the Crystal Empire guards, newbies. Two, I think it is safe to assume that since, Sunset trained under Celestia, she would know some offensive spells. Why is that so hard to believe, people? Really, I mean, she trained under Celestia. She would know the same spell amount that Twilight will learn, if not more. Why is it so hard to believe that Sunset would know enough spells to harmlessly take out guards? Why is that? Work with me on this, because I don't understand. How is that hard to believe? She does that too much, Peter sarcastically replied. You know why I'm okay with that? You know why? Because the crown was there. Sunset was able to get there. But you mean to tell me that Sunset left the portal, left the Crystal Empire, got on a small train, went to Ponyville, found the library, found the Element of Harmony, got back on the train, went back to the Crystal Empire, went through the portal, Doesn't that seem like a few too many steps here? Again, why is this not so hard to believe that Sunset maybe had it brought with her some sort of spell to keep an eye on back home? Plus, whatever Undove sews up, nothing good ever happens. I would ask you a lot of questions, but since you're a mind reader, that'd be redundant on my part. I'm happy to see you too as well, Spider-Man. She stoically answered. Her paws were unchanged. She held her hand out. A small orb of rarity formed her palm. Before any point could react, the energy spread seemed to appear, Spike, and Twilight's body, remained lost in their slumber. The three of you are needed. I will explain things to you shortly, but it is time for you to return to Earth. At the same moment, all three individuals vanished in a flash of light, despite Pierce's protests. I just want to imagine that the author had editors, and the editors were like, "Hey, buddy, get back to the plot!" He was like, "But I still have over 16 more chapters of things I could do. I can stop for a little longer." Celestia appeared with the more surroundings, before imagining that one was born at Yasser Plain. Thank you, Cassandra. Her gaze fell to the ground. Pierre has only been with us for 3 months now. We believe the prophecy regarding Pierre's death might have changed or diminished when he sent him to Equestria, but Twilight's been getting visions of late. We haven't stopped the prophecy, only altered it. Cassandra's posture remained firm. We have. Pierre's chances for survival are greater than they were, but we must not dwell on this yet. He and Twilight Sparkle must retrieve the crown first. I have no idea he's been away from Earth for over 4 years. Celestia frowned. I know Twilight and Spike will be fine under Pierre's care, but we must send them back in 2 days. Otherwise, the link between our dimension will be closed for another 20 cycles. Web nodded. 2 days on Equestria are 32 for Earth. Oh God, we're going to do 30 more chapters! I promise you I'll return home in good time. You will be in the care of our world's greatest sorcerer, Dr. Strange. Woo! Osborn's growing too powerful. If he can influence Summer from afar, I hate to imagine what he could do within our missile plane. Cassandra nodded. Indeed. This is only a trial, not only for Spider-Man, but young Twilight Sparkle. It'll take considerable effort for them to retrieve the end of their magic and rescue your former student. Her image disappeared, fading from sight, causing the surrounding environment to return to normal. Cassandra's voice could still be heard, physically in the room. If they are not ready, reality as we know it will cease to be. Guys, I know we've been through a lot together. I know it seems like we've been through so much, but I am pleased to announce we only have 15 more chapters to go! Yes! Oh, it's been a long, hard road, but I think we made it, guys. We can absolutely do this. Oh, the ending was so beautiful.